Hey Maria, back with another video. It's 2:33 p.m. It is Friday the 13th and March, Friday the 13th. And I am very tired today. I didn't actually fall asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I got into some errands today and then I came home and now I'm really tired. So yeah, I did put out some resumes today. Chugging along, and I'm just drained. I'm so tired. I can hardly think, really. Very sleepy, very sleepy, but bored at the same time. Like, I know that if I was to lay down right now, I wouldn't be able to get any sleep. I'm tired, but not, how do you say that? I don't know. I've heard the expression like, too tired to sleep. That's how I am right now, because there's a lot of agitation going on in my mind as well. So anyway, the thoughts were going through my mind last night. Of course, I want to go back to work, and I'm just really agitated and frustrated about the situation. And then I was thinking about, how much I just want peace in my life. Like, I don't want drama. I do everything I can to avoid drama. And I don't want to make waves. And I certainly don't want people to feel as though, I've already mentioned I'm not a hellraiser, and I have no interest in, like, converting people to my way of thinking. I would never do that, because I understand that not everybody lived the same life that I did. And they're not going to see things the same way that I do. They're just not. I just want my life to have a peaceful existence, which I do resent, like, in the past when certain people would come into my life just out of the blue, random people. It's like everybody wants to have friends, right? But people should be selective about the kind of people that come into their life. And, when people come up to me and they seem obvious or like they're digging or something, I'm immediately put off by those sort of people. It's like, it makes you wonder, is everything like a Truman Show? Is everything like a setup or something? So then, you don't want to deal with that, because the same type of, and it's weird, like I mentioned before, how the people who put these people up to this kind of stuff, I'm not going to mention any names because we know who I'm talking about, but it's like the same personality that comes through. Kind of like what I mentioned about the demons in the movie. What was that movie with Denzel Washington? I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was like, it's the same sort of dig. It's the same sort of vibe or whatever that comes through. And it's disturbing to me, And so I tend to want to just, not want to deal with that. Especially, I think about it, and I mentioned, like, I've been working for 20-something years and spinning my wheels. Everything's going well at work. Sometimes it starts off bad, like when it was over at the manufacturing place. Sometimes it starts off bad from the very get-go. But the majority of the time, it's okay. It's doing all right. And then all of a sudden, everything just changes. And so after you see all this stuff that's going on for decades, if you're not smart enough to build up your barriers, then you're just a fool. Okay, you're a complete and utter idiot. None of the tactics that were used have been of any benefit to me. If anything, it has proved to me so many things that I have already thought, like, and believed about people. And so it's very important that I use discretion and be selective about the kind of people that I choose in my life. There's certain people that you can say hi and bye to. There's certain people that you don't mind giving rides to the store if they need it. or somebody needs a cup of sugar or something like that. There's certain people like that. But then there's certain people that you want to hold close to you, okay? And, when you deal with gang stalking, that eliminates a lot of the possibility of ever doing that because you can't trust people. And that's sad, but it's true. I don't think people realize, I personally think the attack on me was malicious to begin with, okay? I don't believe that was something just playful or anything like that. Because when I think about the expectations and the made-up reasons why, like for example, the religious issue and everything, there's clear evidence that wasn't something that I was raised with or believed that that was never imposed on me growing up. And so you deal with egotism, and when you deal with that unexpectedly, and you never invited this person into your life, it really affects you, because it's like you feel it's a stalker, basically. I consider this person's a stalker, a domestic stalker, because they are, call it loosely related to me if it's an in-law or something like that. So yeah, it's stalking. It's stalking. And stalking has horrifying effects on people. Like, right now I'm a little disabled because, I'm tired. But actually the fatigue didn't actually hit me until like the last few minutes. But still, I'm realizing that I didn't get enough sleep last night, But still, it affects people with post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, severe depression, so on and so forth. And it's hard because, for people who've never experienced or have been a victim of stalking, they can never understand why you can't shut up about it, why you just can't be calm about it, just get over it. The reason why is because you're always fearful of this person destroying you ever again, and they don't seem to see when they lack empathy. People who stalk other people lack empathy. They lack it. They don't understand that, number one, their presence isn't wanted. It can't be wanted, can't be desired, there's no way in the world you can like that person. There's some people, like, for example, I'm going to talk about stalking too in one of my videos. I have so many things I have to take care of right now, but I'm looking for work right now is my main thing. But I wanted to talk about the different kinds of stalking. And there is one stalking, like for example, some men who are obsessed with maybe a woman or maybe vice versa, they might have this idea in their mind, even though this person pays them no attention whatsoever. Okay, they keep thinking in the back of their mind, just one day she'll come to her senses. This is a very sick type of stalking, okay, and it should be stopped immediately. And sometimes you have people who might call into a workplace. Let's just say, for example, there's a guy named, we'll just call him Romeo and Juliet, right? Juliet works in like a bank or whatever, and Romeo has been like spying on her for a while, and he actually contacts people that she works with in her office, in her bank or whatever, and he has the opportunity to talk to some of her coworkers and gets to know like her manager and everything. And the other people around it think it's cool, it's exciting, because it's like, wow, she's got this secret admirer, and it's just really cool, she should be happy, this is exciting. But what they don't know is that the presence of this particular person is causing, number one, it's causing gossip. For some stupid women, they get jealous over that person being stalked, and there's nothing to envy about that, okay? When you're dealing with somebody who's stalking, like a romantic, fanatic type person, that's not a good thing, okay? It's not a good thing. But what bothers me in certain situations where, now this hasn't happened to me. I know I've had a stalker before, several, but mostly my family or whatever, ex-family. But still, in situations like this where you have people like saying, oh, she goes to lunch at this particular time, you might be able to meet her in the parking lot, this sort of thing. You're putting somebody's life in danger. You see what I'm saying? It's like you don't tell people certain things about them. If a grown man does not have the ability to come up to somebody and talk to them like a regular person, okay, like a man who should man up. If he wants to see this woman, he should go and talk to her directly, okay, instead of stalking her, okay, because even though his actions might be completely innocent, it could cause all kinds of chaos, gossip, and other things, social repercussions to that woman who is not even doing anything wrong. You see what I'm saying? And see, this is one of the reasons why stalking can be devastating to a person, because it causes some sort of effect around that other person. Now, there's other forms of domestic stalking, like, for example, my previous family, my ex-family, okay? They have it in their head that they want to bully. They enjoy the bullying. It's the scapegoating thing. They want to bully. So they'll do things in large numbers, like talk to other people in a community, get involved with your employment and stuff like that, and start, harassing you through other people. That's a domestic stalker. It's a domestic stalker. Now, it's one thing for somebody to arrange a job for you, okay, but when they cause this sort of harassment, okay, and having people do things for them, to say things to them, for them, or digging information and whatever about you, or whatever, that sort of thing, it's stalking. It's stalking. And the effects are horrible. Like, I know that my ex-family members had, befriended some people here in this community, right? And so they are friends with these people. So then, because they're friends and they're taking sides, and then they want to attack me, and I didn't ask to be in a competition or play a game or anything. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I think of all the years that have gone by, and now I'm realizing all this, and it's like, it's devastating. It's devastating. It's sick. It's a sick thing for somebody to do something like this. Very sick. Okay? And I don't know why people even look at that as normal. It's not normal. So going back to people, I do miss my my friend that I was communicating with. I miss her a lot. And like I said, you can't replace people, it's hard to find people who don't have an agenda. You just want a pure-hearted person who wants to enjoy your company and vice versa. And that's all I really want in life, I don't want to ever do anything to another human being to hurt them, to trick them, to, manipulate them or abuse them in any way. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people who come into your life, and they're not coming into your life by chance. Some people, some things are just setups, okay? They are just complete and utter setups. And those are the things I have to avoid. You know what I mean? So if you meet me out in the street and we say hi and bye or whatever, and you wonder why I'm not engaging you, it's not because I hate you or anything like that. I have to be careful. I have to be very careful about that. Because, what these people have caused, they've caused me nothing but pain. Years and years of pain that I didn't deserve. Now, when I was younger, I did a lot of stupid things I shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? But as an adult, I figured I felt like I got myself together, and if it's not up to their standards, well, I'm sorry, but we never had that agreement. You know what I mean? This is my life. This is how I live my life, and I'm happy this way, content this way. It's not like I'm looking out at other people with their little technical type things and all the things that little gadgets and stuff. I'm not looking at these people with any envy. If that's what they like that sort of stuff. I like what I like, they like what they like. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes, or my family thinks, well, she needs to be introduced into a new set of kind of world or whatever. I understand what the world is like, okay? It's not that I've never been around other people. I know that. Just I don't have an interest in those things. I don't. There's nothing you can do to, and that's Neanderthal thinking, to think that you can fix somebody into being something that they don't want to be. I have no interest in sports. I mean, I like playing baseball every once in a while. Like, it's been such a long time. I probably suck at it now. But let's just say, for example, they want me to be friends with somebody who's like a sports fanatic. I can't get into sports. I cannot get into that. I can't get into technology any more than what I am. Like, for example, I'm on this computer. I use software programs, okay? I have to. I mean, this is the modern age. If you don't know that sort of stuff, well, then you're kind of screwed, right? But it's not something I want my life to revolve around. You know what I mean? And so they want to pick at that. When I'm an adult and I never wanted to be a part of them. And it disturbs me so much that they would put something in place where they have people spying on you. That really bothers me. You know what I mean? And it disturbs your peace of mind. I was going to talk about, oh God, I'm so tired. Like, I need toothpicks to prop my eyes up. I was going to talk about religious fanaticism. And I did talk about this before. You know, where some people, some people call them, or the term they use is soldiers for Christ or something like that. And it's delusional. I will tell you it's delusional. There's nothing wrong with being a Christian, okay? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, but some of these, like, I don't know if you want to call them vigilante groups or terrorist groups, they distort things so that they can create all kinds of problems in a person's life and thinking they're doing this for a worthy cause. It's sick and it's corrupt. Okay, it is a corrupt thing. Okay, it's not up to any person to, force people into a certain lifestyle. And I will tell you right now, I don't ever want to have anything to do with that sort of religion. I just don't. And that's my right as an American citizen. Okay, I don't believe God has an issue with my choice. I really don't believe that. Okay, I don't believe that. It bothers me that there was lies or people were convinced that I was supposed to adhere to what my ex-brother-in-law had set forth, because my hair is a mess. Because to me, when I was younger, I mean, that was what him and my sister were into, my ex-sister was into. And I was an adult and I made my own choices. I don't live like they do. I don't, and I don't want to. There's nothing that I want. And that they might feel, some people feel offended, like when you don't like what they like, they get upset about it. You know what I mean? But it's like, you must be pretty damn insecure if you feel like you want to force other people to live like you do. Okay? I don't. This is the little world that I live in. And it's a simple world. It's a very simple world. It's a 99-cent store, Goodwill, Salvation Army, Rad Thrift Store lifestyle that I live. This is the way it is, and it's very simple. I go to work, I come home, and I also think that there was an issue about, work-life balance, okay? Work-life balance. I don't have those issues about going to work or feeling like, I'm cheating my home life or anything like that. I don't have much of a home life. Okay, and my home life is right and proper. After work, I come home and I eat my dinner or whatever, settle down for the night, and then I go back to work the next day. Okay, and then on the weekends are the time that I use for myself to do whatever, which is usually the same damn thing. Okay, my hobbies, going to pick up things at the dollar store or whatever. See, and I resent people trying to determine what my work-life balance is. The person next door, I don't know those people, okay? But let's just say, for example, their work-life balance is taking their kids to PTA. I don't know, softball practice or soccer practice or something like that. And that's what they do. They spend their time with their kid or whatever. I have, my son's grown. You know what I mean? And I'm not married, and I'm not his wife. If they put me in front of this person or try to force me under the same roof with this person, I will defend myself by any means necessary. By any means necessary, okay? You can take that however you want. By any means necessary. I will raise hell, okay? And violence would not be excluded from that. Because I'm not going to deal with that ever again. I will not deal with that sort of abuse again. So anyway, yeah, when you feel like your life is threatened, you know, it plays a lot on your mind. It plays a lot on your mind. And I don't really believe that someone that would do that is truly of God. I don't believe that. And that's not to say that they don't believe in God. Some people believe in God. You know, they believe that there's a creator. But they don't believe, really, they're not following scripture. They're not, you know, this is not scriptural. It's not, you know, to force their beliefs on other people. You know, so I don't want anything to do with it. You know, and so this terrifies me all the time that these people would do something to psychologically abuse someone like this. Like, I don't get any rest from it because I can't see myself being brain dead. Okay, I personally think that anybody who gets sucked up into something like that, okay, as some sort of vigilante group or terrorist type activity, participating in gang stalking, initiating gang stalking, to me, you're the lowest form of existence. Okay, you're the lowest fucking form of existence. Okay, and I will never allow myself to stoop that low to any. I cannot deal with what this man has done. I cannot. You know, and what bothers me also is like, you know, hang on a second. Let me grab this really quick. Hang on one second. Let's check something. What bothers me so much is that when I was dealing with, I suspect that I know these operations are covert and everybody's threatened into silence, okay? Which is probably one of the reasons why my mother didn't say anything. But I knew something was wrong with her when I went there. I knew something was seriously wrong with her, okay? Because I will tell you what, one thing I do know is that when somebody who thrashes somebody as much as my mother thrashed Jim Culligan, because my mother never really had a lot of respect for him, okay? But she puts up with him, okay? And for somebody to sit here and, like, you know, do something, I don't know what he has over her. I don't know what it is, okay? But something is not right there. And it disturbs me. I'm disturbed by the whole thing. I never wanted these people in my life. I mean, other than seeing them, like, for the holidays or whatever, I never wanted that. I never wanted these people in my life at all. You know what I mean? That wasn't trying to be mean, because all those years I had, like, a pretty good image of them. In general, I figured, you know, okay, my sister, she worked down in whatever, and she had her husband, they were living there, and they were doing their thing, whatever, and that was it. I never realized that they were the cause of my setbacks, of my depression, of my financial problems, everything that I experienced in life that brought me pain. These people are responsible for it. Now, maybe I didn't respond, you know, the correct way, because, you know, I will tell you, when you're dealing with hostile people all your life and you're wondering what in the world is going on, sometimes you make bad choices to help to deal with it, because you don't know, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that. Okay? But when I think about that these people are the reason why this happened, all of it, all my major setbacks in life are because of these people. And for many years, I took responsibility for it. I kept thinking, I don't know, you know, I really kept thinking why everything was going great. I couldn't figure it out. And when I was younger, I internalized it like, something's wrong with me. I feel so bad. No, there's nothing wrong with me. I come from a narcissistic family. Narcissistic abuse is what it is. I am a victim of narcissistic abuse. And there's support groups for narcissistic abuse survivors. It's just that, you know, I don't know. I thought there was one here in this community. I don't know. You know, I know some people like going online. They have support groups. But like I said, when you deal with online support groups, here's the problem with that. The problem with that is just like everything else. LinkedIn becomes used for something else. Platonic type group meetups become romantic meetups. People lose focus of the group. You know what I mean? And it's not as productive. You know, perhaps it would be better for somebody to have like be in a setting that in an in-person setting. Maybe that's the best thing, because then you'd have like a qualified counselor, or as qualified as they can be, conducting it. So asking questions and leading people into staying focused, because I will tell you, oftentimes when you get online in these support groups, they do kind of veer off into something else. And it's okay to talk about other things, okay, because you're also there to socialize. But they tend to really get off the subject sometimes. So that becomes a problem. So it's being a victim of narcissistic abuse is emotionally, financially, and everything under the sun taxing. And that's why I make these videos, okay? Which I have the right to. It's my own channel, and I'm not trying to, I'm making this channel, mainly to get in touch with my perps, the people who were causing my pain, which I originally thought they were just employers, okay? And then it took me a while. And there were certain videos that I had posted in the past, like when I was living over at my ex-husband's place a few years ago, before I realized he was like fully on like a main part of this perp deal, right? You know, my intention at that time, 2012, 13, 14, I was fine being with him. I wanted to be with him. I really did. I really, really wanted to be with him. And there's videos in my past video file showing that, you know, hey, I wanted to be with Joel. I thought somebody was trying to tear me away from him. I didn't understand the whole thing, okay? And then I started realizing this man's in on it. He's in on this. And then he started getting abusive, okay? If you look at all my videos, you'll figure this whole thing out. So I kept these videos. Even when I got divorced, I kept thinking, should I erase those videos where I was like supportive of him and everything? And I kept thinking, no, I'm not. I want my whole story to be told. I want my whole story to be told, because it's something that is for me. It's like whatever happens to me in my life, you know, because you don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen to me, but I will have this log here because I want people to know what happened to me. That I was a victim of narcissistic abuse, which intervened in my personal life, okay? And also, it does show that I'm right. I'm right, you know? And so, anyway, I'm tired, so I'm going to wrap up this video, replay my video, then I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to try to relax a little bit. So I'm glad that I got some resumes out today. I'm doing the best I can. You know, some people say follow up on your resumes, call people. I've tried that. It's very hard to get in touch with certain people. It's very hard to like follow up on resumes. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Okay, but it is hard. Okay, because most people have these automated voice response systems. If you leave a message, some people don't call you back. Not everybody is engaging. We live in a different world now, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay, but one thing is for sure is that I have to move on and get over this, because it has caused me nothing but pain. So for the people out here in this community, it's no offense or anything like that. I say hi to you. You say hi to me. I say hi to you. You know, I'm cordial. I'm being polite. But I have to be careful, okay? Because I have gone through hell. Hell, okay? By one person. One egotistical person who I will never forgive. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and I will be back with another video some other time later. Take care.